Hi, massive welcome to Team Inspire. My name's Becky and it's my pleasure to share with you why I joined Forever back in August 2014. So I'm a mummy, I've got three beautiful children, Evie who's 4, Charlie who's 3 and Finley who's 18 months old. I used to work in retail. I was a store manager for a luxury brand and I absolutely loved my job. But what happened was in November 2012, when I was pregnant with my second child, Charlie, at 23 weeks, I actually went into labour and he was born at 23 weeks. So we spent the next 4.5 months in hospital with him, watching him fight for his life. It was a very traumatic part of my life and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It wasn't very nice at all. Not only did we have the worries of our little boy surviving, but we also had a lot of financial worries as well because my partner didn't work. He couldn't work with our son in hospital. So we only had one income coming in from me, and that was my maternity pay. And although it was very generous from the company, it didn't last very long. When it went down to statutory, we really struggled. So it was a very difficult time and we relied on family to help support us through that. We were lucky enough to get Charlie home in the April the following year, a couple of weeks after his due date, and everything was going really well apart from our financial worries. So we discussed it, me and my partner, and it was decided that I should return to work because my job, it was reliable, it was stable, and we knew that income was going to come in every single month. Whereas with my partner's work, because he'd had all that time off and he was in the building industry, he'd lost a lot of contacts and it took a long time for him to build his business back up. So literally a week before I was due to return to work, the worst thing happened. My little boy became poorly again. He caught a cold off his older sister, which was life-threatening for him because he suffered from what we call chronic lung disease, which is a respiratory problem from being born so early. So a cold to him was life-threatening. He ended up back in hospital on all the machines that kept him alive when he was first born, and it developed into pneumonia and his lung collapsed. And it was at this moment then when I realised, if I'm lucky enough to take my little boy home, if he survives from this, I'll never work again because I want to be that stay-at-home mum. It made me realise what was important in life, and it was to be with my children. But with this came sacrifices, and when we were lucky enough to get our little boy home on Christmas Eve, when he survived, after that Christmas my partner went to work and he literally worked every second that he could to just keep us afloat, and he never got time to see his children, and it broke my heart. So I knew I had to find something to be able to do something to support my family so that we'd have a better future, and for my partner to be able to spend some quality time with his children who he never got to see. So that's when I was offered to have a look at the opportunity with Forever, and straight away I saw a lifeline. I saw something that I could be able to do from home, earn an income from home, very flexibly around the children, especially Charlie's medical needs that were 24 hours a day. He came home on oxygen, he was fed through a tube, and he was on 18 different medications throughout the 24 hours. And I knew that, you know, this was something that I could do really flexibly around him. I'd also not long had my third child, Finley. When I joined the company, he was 4 months old and I was nursing. So anyone that has nursed a baby, breastfeeding, you know how time consuming that can be. And you know, I managed to do this business around all of that. So, you know, if I can do it, you can too. So don't feel that you haven't got the time to do it, because this opportunity fits into loads of little pockets of spare time here and there. So yeah, I now earn a full-time income, working very part-time around the children. I get to be that stay-at-home mommy that I've always wanted to be. I don't have to ever think about going back to work or childcare costs. You know, I get to enjoy my children and spend that quality time with them, and so does my partner now, because he's managed to drop down his hours at work because of the income that I'm bringing in with mine. Other things that we've managed to achieve with Forever, driving lessons. There's no way I could have afforded to drive after everything we went through with Charlie. We literally spent all of our savings while he was off in hospital, so we had nothing. So yeah, the extra income helped me learn to drive past last year in August. We're also now saving for a mortgage, something that we couldn't have even thought about before. So the future's looking very bright, and there's other things that we're now looking to do, family holidays. You know, all of this would not have been possible had it not been Forever. So if you're thinking about looking at this opportunity, I really do suggest that you have a real good look into it, because it's absolutely brilliant for people that, you know, don't want to go back to work, or even if people do work and you just want to earn that little bit of extra money to help you do the things that you want to do in life. Any questions, please feel free to ask. I'd love to, you know, help you make a decision as to if you want to join this company or not. Thank you very much for listening.